I got a book for you today. This is Unlovable by one of my favorite authors and illustrators. His name is Dan Yaccarino. Unlovable by Dan Yaccarino. Alfred was unlovable. At least that's what the cat told him every chance he got. You've got the ugliest mug I have ever seen. No one could ever love you. Alfred tried his best to ignore the remarks, but it was difficult, especially since the cat had taught the parrot to say, "Unlovable, squawk, unlovable," whenever Alfred walked by. The goldfish even gurgled in agreement. But what was it that made him unlovable? His snoring? The way that he ate? Or his little curly tail? None of the neighborhood dogs would play with him. His mouth was too small to hold a ball. A big German shepherd sneered at him. His legs are way too short for running, snickered a greyhound. A pampered poodle chuckled, "Did you see that face?" "Beat it, shrimp," growled the Doberman. "You couldn't even scare a mailman." Alfred didn't like staying in the house, since the cat was always making fun of him, and the parrot was always squawking unlovable, and the goldfish was always gurgling in agreement. So Alfred spent most of his time alone in the backyard. One day, a new family moved in next door. Alfred tried to see if they had a dog who might be his friend, but he was way too little to look over the fence. When he was sniffing around, he heard something on the other side of the fence. "Hello," Alfred called. "Hi," came the answer. "I'm Rex. I just moved in." "My name is Alfred." Without thinking, he blurted out, "I'm a golden retriever." "Glad to meet you," Rex said. Alfred and Rex talked for hours and hours. Alfred said that he liked sleeping in the sun, dog food, and scratching. Rex did too. He said he hated baths and going to the vet. Alfred did too. It began to get dark, and soon it was time for dinner. They both went inside. That night, Alfred thought about how much he liked Rex, and how much they had in common. Then he thought about the fib that he had told. Alfred was sure they'd be friends as long as Rex never saw how unlovable he actually was. The next day, Alfred and Rex were chatting. A squirrel jumped onto the fence between them. They both looked at it and barked. The squirrel took one look at Alfred and climbed up a tree. Rex said, "You showed that squirrel who's boss." But Alfred was thinking, if Rex ever sees me, he'll run away too. "I'm going to dig a hole under that fence," Rex said one day, "and then I can squeeze through to your side and we can meet." Alfred heard Rex digging, and when he heard Rex wiggle under the fence, he ran and hid behind a bush. And then he heard Rex call, "Alfred! Alfred, where are you?" Suddenly, Rex poked his head into the bush where Alfred was hiding. "Well, you look just like me," gasped Alfred. "Wow, this is great," said Rex. "You're not a golden retriever at all." Alfred had to laugh. Who cared what the others said? Rex was his friend, and Rex liked him just the way he was. Together, Alfred and Rex ran, they jumped, they played, and Alfred would never feel unlovable again. The end. I hope you liked that book. I think that was pretty interesting how he thought no one would like him, so he had to lie about who he was. He didn't have to at all because obviously he had a friend that looked just like him.